Hi, I'm Shazin, a first year BTech student from CSE department. So I'm actually here to learn a little bit about entrepreneurship, startups. That's pretty much. I am Tarun, also a student of online English, doing my bachelor's in computer science. I'm here at the content to uh, Good morning, my dear friends. My name is Satya. I'm from the organization called LIA. It's a non-government organization. So I'd like to learn from this space. Thank you. Hi, my name is Kiran Kumar. I am from a fintech company. This is also this is so we are into parcel. Good evening, friends. Myself, Anil Madhav. I run a large and a construction company. I am here to learn about. Good evening, all. I'm Teja from Andhra University School of International Business, pursuing BBA second year. Good evening, all. I'm Rajesh, founder CEO of Hightech Home Automation. So I came here to know the interest of. Hi everyone, this is Manikumar Tarla, currently pursuing BTech first year PhD at Andhra University and doing intern in the Hello everyone, I'm Amarendra Kotipalli.
My name is Varma. I am studying BTech first year CSE. CSE I am doing internet.
Hello everyone, good evening. This is Murtala. I'm a business analyst. I just for attending this session, learning something new and something completed. Close. Close. Hello. Yeah. Good evening, guys. This is Murtada. I'm like business analyst. I work in food fast. I came here for listening this presentation and learning something. So, good evening to all of you. We are Bank of India. Here we are still here. We have a centralized processing cell for loans in various sectors, including in the civil. So, if you want to come here to hear your point of view from whatever we have from our side to tell you.
Good evening, all of you. My name is Gopal Rao. I'm chief manager of the Fronted Indian Bank. Joined in our ICT was solving clarifying your doubts on startups, finance, finance. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Amarendra Kotipalli. We have come here to explain all our products. It will be helpful to you in future. Are interested, we can help you with finance. We are going to explain both loans and also
Good afternoon. My name is Srinivas Savaram. I I help these guys when they do these programs. Very happy to have all of you over here. I myself in the system. Uh, I yeah. Uh, we are very fortunate today to have three people from Union Bank of India who are going to talk about finances and what kind of finances they can support for startups. So it would be a good thing. Looks like we have a small crowd today, smaller than usual. but let's see. Maybe they'll join us by we start the program.
Good evening, everyone. The session today. My name is Amarendra. I am a project manager for Fast, and it's also a startup. Okay, it's a 2 year startup. So I essentially want to share my views and the strategies that I've learned to come across the hurdles that I've faced. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Martin. I'm presently interning in Tata. Again,
Yes, thank you all for introducing yourselves. First, a few ground rules. Please put your mobile phones in silent. Avoid stepping in and out during sessions. Please wait until a speaker finishes his speech. No crosstalk during the session. A key point to remember: time allotted to startup pitching is 10 minutes, and for Q&A session is 5 more minutes are allowed. Audience members are requested to wait for the Q&A session to ask their questions. Without any further ado, I would now like to welcome our speaker, Mr. Amarendra Kotipalli.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Start. Yep, yeah, definitely. Am I audible to you? Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes. So the session will be on startups and what are the hurdles that we face and what strategies can we deploy or employ to flourish. Okay. So when you talk about startup, okay, all of us, mostly 95%, think we get excited that yes, we can do our own business on your own terms. Let's be the boss of ourselves, right? But then the world of startup is like a tip of iceberg. The iceberg beneath the water is all it. All the people who are lost the battle, unfortunately. But everybody we get inspired on the tip of the iceberg. I'm not saying that we can't reach that definitely by knowing, by deploying the best strategies that are available, known to that are performed by the successful people in startup business. Okay. So as I've already said in the network, like my name is Amarendra and I'm project manager for BA Infotech, and I have a LinkedIn. And if you have reached me out at the phone number and all, yeah, let me go through the actual presentation. Okay, so when you take a startup, you will definitely be having an idea that how many of you know that the word called unicorn? Unicorn. Okay. So basically, unicorn is a business which has succeeded for 1 million, right? Am I wrong? 1 million. Yes. Now, when you go beyond it is decacorn, okay, and in between is unicorn. Means some angel investors will be funding your, business. So that's the level of startup. So everybody wants to be there. They want to start with the startup, right? So let's have an overview. I picked up from YouTube. What is a startup, and then I'll go to the next. Okay, thank you.
What is a startup? You must have heard about companies like Coursera, Flipkart, Airbnb, Facebook, and Uber. These companies are based on different niches. But what unites them? All these companies started developing and validating scalable business models with initial funding from their own pockets, families, and friends. They are termed as startups. So startup can be defined as a young company founded by one or more entrepreneurs to develop unique products or services into the market with initial funding from the founders or their friends and families. Why have startups seen an exponential rise in the past few years? Starting a business has now become a trending activity. 10% of people from the 18 to 34 age range want to quit their monotonous task and establish their own empire. But even after knowing the risks involved in demand, technology, execution, and funding, why do they choose this path? Money matters. Traditional corporate ladder climbing doesn't suit them. Starting their own companies gives them an option to pursue their dreams rather than getting lodged in mundane activities. Easy availability of resources. The internet is surely a boon. Right from the top investors and resources to the daily terms of a startup, it has become extremely easy to get started. The 106 million Google answers are surely enough for anyone to. Types of startup: unicorn, decorator. Coined by venture capitalist Aileen Lee in 2013, a privately owned startup that is valued over $1 billion is known as a unicorn. During those times, a company reaching the point of $1 billion was rare. Hence, Lee chose the mythical animal, unicorn, to depict the rarity of such cream-layered ventures. However, over time, resulted in the introduction of terms like decacorn, a venture that has a valuation of $10 billion, and hectocorn, companies valued over $100 billion. Decacorns are the evolved versions of unicorns. Uber, Dropbox, Snap, SpaceX, WeWork, etc. are some of the renowned decacorns. There are a total of 197 unicorns in the world, the top 5 worldwide being Uber, Didi Chuxing, Cielo, Meitu and Dianping, Airbnb. While the top 5 in India are Flipkart, with a valuation of $21 billion, Paytm, with a valuation of $16 billion, Baiju's, with a valuation of $10.5 billion, Oyo, with a valuation of $10 billion, Snapdeal, with a valuation of $7 billion, and a report by CB Insights states that of the over 384 unicorns which exist globally, collectively valued at over $1.19 trillion, over 21 are decacorns that have scaled over $10 billion in valuation in recent times. From India, Baiju's, Paytm, and Oyo are the only 3 decacorns to have reached the $10 billion valuations. Recently, Baiju's became the 3rd Indian startup to be a decacorn after having 50 million users on its platform, even though page user count is 3.5 million and its annual renewal rates are as high as 85%. The impact of the startup revolution in India. Up to April 2020, as per a Google report, there were over 465 unicorns globally, with the largest being Ant Financial, Didi, Airbnb, Stripe, and Palantir Technologies. Our country, India, has given birth to 30 unicorns as of date, with 75% of these companies being headquartered at Bangalore and Delhi NCR. Today, this country is expected to witness a year-wide consistent annual growth of 12 to 15%. Indeed, there is no doubt that the rise of startups is playing a huge role in India's economy. A recent study states that India will be home to around 75 to 100 unicorns by 2025, with the e-commerce and fintech sectors leading with a maximum number of $1 billion companies. While e-commerce, fintech, and healthcare have reached a year-wide growth rate of over 20%, edtech, travel tech, and logistics have to bring the same impact by fintech and healthcare by 2022. To know more about entrepreneurship, startups, and emerging and current trends, stay tuned to the Money Geek. The link is given in the description.
Yeah. Let's proceed to the next slide. As I said in the introduction, like startups are not for the people who have a weak heart. Okay, it is a roller coaster ride. Sometimes it be high, sometimes it be low. Most of the times it be low, but definitely you can achieve when you evaluate each of the milestones that come across to you. Okay, yeah. So before, I mean, like we have discussed about what is a startup with a video, but what is the landscape? I mean, what does exist when you run a startup? Okay, so basically the first benefits that you see, I mean, when you are what inspires you, to be a startup, to start a startup is like you have challenges and benefits all together. Now I will also show, I mean, like discuss various hurdles. Okay, that needs to be addressed because those will be the factors that which define your success. Okay, and then we will also provide each explanation of each hurdles, and how does when you come across or impede those startups, then that definitely the growth is yours. Okay, let me move on to the benefits, the potential benefits. Why what do you want to enjoy when you have a startup? Okay, so first is innovation and disruptions. So startups are the forefront of innovation. Most of the startups are a part of an innovation. Innovation may be a technological innovation, a process innovation, something, a service kind of innovation. So innovation everywhere. That is the fuel for all these startup ideas that we come across. Okay. Now agility and adaptability. Now what is this? I mean, see, the bigger firms that you have, they're all structured. I mean, like you don't have you might have a greater speed and agility, but your co-workers may not. So that leads to for you to wait for the corporate ladder to grow. But when you have your own startup, the agility and the adaptability definitely surely belongs to you. It will be your domain. Okay. So third point is very important. Right? You wanted to have an entrepreneurial independence. So basically, when you wanted to start a firm of yourself, startup is basically maybe one person or maybe group of people with similar ideologies. So they have an independence to work. So that is a main advantage. And when you want to have a high growth rates, okay, so startups has a chance and probability to reach that in a very low time. Sometimes it might take time, but definitely growth is promised. And dynamic work environment. See, basically, a startup is a where you don't have predefined structured, work mechanism. You can define your own lifestyle. So that dynamic work environment is always possible when you have a startup of your own. Okay. So this is the basic advantage that you see when you wanted to start a firm. Okay. Okay. See, basically, I was telling uh, what really matters for the success. And when we talk about failures, first we talk about most of the time startup fail due to funding. No, that is actually it's not correct. The startup definitely works on timing. At what time you started. Byju's, as we saw, cannot would have been not more than successful. Even it more flourished in COVID era because that is the right time. It has an opportunity at that time. So in that time, people do realize that they don't have an option to go to classrooms. They can read on their own at their home. So that is a time when Baiju really pitched it. Then Baiju is really successful. Okay, the timing is a very, very important factor. So one might be thinking means um, apart from timing, the team execution. No matter how much good at timing, how much good at the value system, but if your team does not perform or execution on time, again the time factor is impacts and definitely the success also varies. Okay, and the third point is the idea. Okay, so as I said, startup is about innovation, an idea that can be transformed into a business. Now that idea should have a value proposition. It should have a unique selling point. It does not have, the idea will lead us to failure. And the fourth point is the business model. So, what sort of a business model are you employing in a startup? Are you customer oriented? Are you business oriented? Are you financially, are you having a monetary benefits in your mind? Are you really giving value to the customers? In which terms is your business model works? That's very important. And funding. Now, why I put funding at the end is because funding can be a dependent factor when you have an organized structure to deal the actual problems. The funding can be, it could not be from your own pocket. You can have angel investors, and we have a panel who can support us, right? You have the fundings for the startups, right? So the banking sector is there for us. So we need to touch the avenues where the startups will really will perform well. However, funding is the last criteria to have a failure, but it is the first criteria to get success. Bearing in mind what channels are you going, how you are streamlining your expenditure and the funding mechanism. Okay, let me go to the next slide. Okay, so I've been talking about the various factors that might lead to the success of a startup. Right now, let me talk a few points. I have calculated. I have so many points, but I have taken the first 7 points, which are the real challenges of startup that we commonly face. Okay, as I said, the limited financial resources. So why I'm saying limited financial resources, not having financial is not a point here. You start up with some budgetary in your mind, but it will not be the same. You might have the budget requirement increase. So that's the reason the limited financial resources is always cause the bigger, yeah, bigger problem. Okay. Next is market competition. Suppose I have started a startup firm on EV. When I started, when I wanted to invest in EV, I really started thinking about it. By the time I opened my mind, within 2-3 months, I've seen so many producers of EVs that they're in the market already. So there is a lot of intense market. They say India has a larger market, but the market competition is also similarly that much great. So that is one of the biggest challenges that we do face when you start a startup. Okay, and infrastructure development for startup. Okay, see, basically a startup may be starting with 2%, maybe 5% or 12% in an office. But to work with all of them at one building or under roof, it attracts rental, everything, their operation cost. So that is one of the biggest challenge. But there are ways and means to overcome. So that also we will discuss. Okay? And then hiring and retention. This is one of the very complicit and also complex scenario. As a software developer, as a software developer manager, I know how difficult it is to hire a person for right kind of a job at right kind of a time. Okay, so here, right kind of resource is always costly. Can you engage them in the initial, or can you engage them at the end, or can you engage them in the high point of the development? It's always a tricky question to be answered. So we need to understand that is a challenge that we need to address. Okay. So hiring of the resources, the resources can it be the long term or the contractual or the outsourcing? So this could be considered. And this is one of the important things: regulatory and legal compliance. Okay. So regulatory and legal compliance. Okay, so how many of you know about the Maggie episode? Maggie is banned in 2015 for 2 years, right? Why? Because it's not followed the regulatory. And some are legal compliance. So before YouTube used to come in early 90s, there used to be Z.com. Okay. So what happened is it used to stream videos like we do on YouTube. There, that company has been slapped with legal compliance. So then They have to close the business. Right after that, after within 2 years, YouTube stepped in, follow all the legal compliances of that system, and there we are. And we can't stop as end a day or start a day without a YouTube video. So that how much it penetrated. So that is an important aspect we all need to do. So many of you here, maybe a couple of them are in their various sectors. It may not be in IT, it can be in pharma, it can be in automobile, every sector. So we need to see what sort of legal compliance. If it is an automobile, the regulatory authorities and legal compliance is there. We need to first of all understand is our product ready for that. Next is technological advancement. So technological advancement is one of the important aspects. Uh, 3 months back, I think December or January, November, or maybe 6 months back. How many of you know about AI? You all know it, AI is subject in engineering. Now it is there in our job to take our job. So that much faster we need to adapt. Is our application technologically advanced at all time? Are we evolved? Are we ready for the future? So those kind of aspects needs to be studied before you do a startup. Okay, and then the marketing and customer acquisition is very very important. Last but not the least, you might have a wonderful product, a world class product on your hands, but you don't know how you take it to the customer. That's the biggest challenge, right? So there are so many ways we can do. We have an advertisement. Okay, you need to do think about. So you have everybody have smartphones, right? So when you talk, I want to buy a T-shirt today, and phone listens to you next morning when you open the Facebook, you see a T-shirt ad, right? So that level of penetration is there. So those are the tools, the enablers for your business if you want to do a startup. You have to think about digital marketing. If you are not really ahead of all these things, definitely you're going to face a bigger challenge. I might say that these are the main important aspects. There might be other important aspects as well, but these are things when I gone through my experiences, my observations, my study. So these are the 7 things I've gone through. So funding options. See, one is the angel investors and venture capitalists and crowdfunding. Of course, I think I need to mention the banking sector as well, both public and private sector. So those are also there. You can get the funding options. As we are all discussing, the route to success have to have a comfortable funding mechanism to your industry to survive. Okay. Now, as I've been talking about the different challenges of a startup, let us talk about the strategies to overcome. Okay, problem solutions actually. Okay, so as I was saying, the digital marketing. Okay, so what is the digital marketing? So I think most of you know the term digital marketing, right? So when you open a Google and you search something, if you have a startup and you wanted to have your presence in the web, so definitely you need to do follow some SEO optimizations, search engine optimization, where you can see your site on top of the list, on top 3 list, right? And then you have social media platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, all the YouTube, WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp also is coming up. So apart from the chatting, so WhatsApp business it is. So we need to have the presence. Now WhatsApp business also being pivotal when you have a startup company running. You want to reach out to your customer on a regular basis. So you definitely can use that as a tool. Previously you used to communicate through SMS and email. Now WhatsApp is another tool. Okay, we have to adapt to that. And strategic partnership. This is a very interesting term that you find. My startup company that I'm working right now is a no-code platform. Okay, so it has e-signs. Okay, e-signs means how many of you know the digital documentation signature process? Yep. Yes. One application that you know, the DocuSign. Yep. So we are coming up with a lot of features DocuSign has, and more to that because, as I said, that is a market advantage. So if we want to go there, we need to ensure that we need to give more than what DocuSign gives. Maybe DocuSign is only limited to documents, but we have to give a facility where user enters the data. The data should be stored in database for other users. So that is one of the smallest enhancement we have done. So there are so many that we need to bring about taking one platform at a time. Now, what does a strategic partnership mean? Yeah, okay. So our platform enables the users to have a invoicing system in a document, and you can get the payments done. Now, how do you do the payments? You collaborate, you partner with a payment gateway. So what happens is when you have a strategic partner, that means the business who complements your business. There is a win-win situation here. Their market is yours, your market is theirs. So you need to have a strategy. See, always this is a kind of a strategy where you have to have an allied strategic partnership to grow, because your application may not be 100% resolve all the world problems. Some problems can be given out to your strategic partner. In a way, you are complementing each other's success. We need to think about who can be our strategic partner. Okay? And third is the government initiative. Okay. So the government initiatives are very much important, whether it is Silicon Valley or in India. Okay, we have Make in India, and we have Startup India, and we have DIIPT, Department of Information Industries Promotional Stream. Why do we need to know that? Because they are going to provide you the tax holidays as your startup. How many of you know that this DIEP gives you an opportunity to have a tax-free holidays for 3 years or 10 years of operation? How many of you know? Great. So I think I'm going to give you a link. Okay. So go through that if you are looking at the startup in initiatives given by the government. So you need to avail that, because according to the statistics study, and I found in the internet, 95% to 98% does not know that there is an incentive. We had faced that problem. We have come across it 1 year, at one quarter, we have come across some issue with the financial problems. We don't know that there is a tax holiday. We paid, but if we enrolled into the government initiative program, definitely we would have saved some bucks, right? So lack of knowledge, lack of not knowing what is there for you to support. Remember, every country has a policy to develop and encourage their businesses in that country. That is avail them. It's for our benefit. Okay. Internally, it gives more employment. That's what the company's policy is all about. Okay. Now, the benefits that I'm going to show here quickly. I won't take much time. So, registering key benefits will be tax benefits, as I said. Is it visible there? Is the font visible? Okay, it includes 3 years tax holidays in the first 10 years of operation, exemptions from the capital gains on the total sales specified assets, and reduced tax rate for eligible startup. Okay. Now self-certification and compliance. Uh, can self-certify, startups can self-certify the compliance with 9 labor and environmental laws through simple online process, reducing the regulatory burden and easing the compliance process. So every politician says that she needs a one-stop solutions. And this is what they mean. They set up everything at one window. You need not have to go to that department. After that, the other department. No. When you have this something in place, at one place you can clear all the grievances. Okay? And intellectual property. Yeah. This is one of the important things. One is the IP, and another is a patent. Suppose you have a process how to make a better biryani. So you need to have a patent. You should register it. Somebody has doing a business which is a patent and they are subjected to pay you also. So and also they should not grab your market. So and also the intellectual property. So this is the one important thing is the non-disclosure and your code theft in IT. There is a severe issue on the code theft by the competitors. Okay? So those can be addressed by the intellectual property protection. So these things needs to be addressed. Okay? Now, this is one of the important aspects in networking and collaborations. In my journey of working in a startup. We are partnered with Nashcom, this firm, and Nashcom actually gives you the opportunity to have um, investor summits, idea pitching that we have here. Okay, so um, those can be you have a larger networking collaboration. So you have a startup idea, you have a funding for market that does not help until unless you have some networking and collaboration. This will be much more supported by the government. Okay, this please scan that QR code if you are interested to know about the government rules and regulations to have a startup. Is it visible or else I can give it? And then in the government initiatives, the I think AHAB is also part of it. The incubation is also part of the government policy. And then I would say that I am one of the proud member of the AHAB Vizag, that is there in Andhra University. So platforms, this gives you, empowers you to take care of the working operation cost, reduces a greater amount of time. And also these platforms, um, I'll tell you a real time example yesterday. Okay, Mr. Kiran Kumar sitting there in the last corner there. He just came to our hub yesterday, and we are having a lunch, and then he just came into a room and he says, "What is a no code platform?" I explained him. Tomorrow we have an opportunity with him, and I've created my CEO and my business analyst in a group. Where did I do this? In our hub. So this is a facilitator. I must tell you, we are at the beginning of our hub. No wonder if we turn 1 year, 2 year, we will be at a greater height. So people, I would say, if you have a business idea, please do come to these kind of incubation centers, because there the ideas and know-hows will be definitely will be heard, and the right channel can be provided for you. Okay. Next, international exposure. Okay. So when you have a startup and you wanted to explore the global market, this kind of platform by the Indian government can definitely be a tool to grow. Okay. Hope you have taken the QR code, right? I'm moving on to the next slide. Okay. So the infrastructure development of the startup, I said previously, I said I'm going to give a strategy. So the incubators, as I've been saying right now, uh, the capacity, the perceived cost will be definitely subsidized and will be less as part of the incubation process on compared to the actual commercial spaces outside. And they will be an accelerator for your growth, because when you start up a firm, these things are very much essential to take care. Once these things are done, you don't have the headache of running a facility. The facility will be run by the incubation centers, and then the co-working spaces. You know, in Hyderabad, I've seen so many co-working spaces. When you wanted per seat cost is more, but co-working spaces is like just like 10 years back, you have a cyber cafe where you used to download your mark list, everything on the internet, right? Like that, you have a co-working space where you can actually collaborate or you can work as a team in the co-working space. Okay. Now, in the infrastructure, in this kind of incubators and accelerators, you have access to technology. Now, in our hub, right now where I am, we are working on no-code platform. We have IoT projects on pipeline, but currently I see some sort of automation is going on. Some robot is walking here and there. Some drone is flying here and there. So you have an access of technology that will be an enabler of your business. No matter we don't know. When you see those, when you step in there, you understand what can be done, what can be achieved. When you see this kind of access to the technology, definitely see you might be seeing that you can watch in YouTube. No, when you come here, when you interact with people, the social engineering is always greater than the digital one. Okay. Now, actually, I was saying we have a platform, a startup platform. I mean, it's a no-code platform where Mr. Kiran has really shown interest in. we developed a product. That product actually you can create any amount of application with simple clicks, drag and drop. It's called no code platform. So that platform enables you to create applications on the fly, on the go. You don't need to depend on developers every time. It empowers you to create your own solutions with one or two licenses. That's it. So we have a product here. We are into these many sectors. It's just 2 years. We have been captured this market in USA. We are trying to get into India now. So again, like QR code, if you want, you can scan it, and if you want, you can take advantage of the no code platform. Okay. Yeah. Can I move on? Yes. Now, market research and validation. Okay. So directly I'll go to the slides. Okay. So as I said, the strategy and partnership and collaboration. I told you very clearly that a strategic partnership is always complements each other and together. Grow together, mutually benefits the relationship. Okay. I was referring to this and innovation. So how much are we adaptable to the trending technology is what is more important. My management in my software development, my friends supports use of ChatGPT. Let's not feel, fear of that losing a job. Okay, ChatGPT is actually useful. There are when scenarios when paperwork is been replaced by typewriters. Typewriters are replaced by internet. Now it's a time for Google and then Google to ChatGPT or any other platforms. Okay, you have this is Microsoft and you have Google. So everywhere you have this kind of AI coming up. So I would say tomorrow's job will be entitled to the person who embraces the AI. Very important. If you are ignorant now, you might lose a job. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So another thing is the strategizing is like have a key performances indexes for your startup. Okay. That means you have to monitor and measure the progress of your startup every time, every frequency. That if the performance indexes are low, that is a trigger and alarm that you need to do something to correct. Okay. Okay. Now, market research. Okay, I'll tell you one quick example there. So basically, you have to see when you start your startup is start capturing the business, capturing the market. Do not hesitate or do not be negligent or reluctant to take a feedback. The feedback is very much important. That will enhance that might migrate your startup into a unicorn because you are in touch with your targeted audience. So never forget that. Okay. So always having a feedback is very much essential. And every time you have to see the market size and the potential. Now the market size, I mean, let's see you are in a pharmaceutical company and you wanted to see you're producing a drug. So you need to see the territory gain, the market size, and the potential where it can flourish. Okay, so those things needs to be calculated, and also be vigilant of your competitor. That's very important. You have to you'll see how they are evolving over a period of time. What changes are there been? Are you on par with them? Are you setting behind? So every time you need to check that. Okay. Yeah. And one more thing is pricing and position. I mean that depends on business to business. But pricing is very much important. And where you position yourself. Yeah, I mean, like your prices should be competitive. Competitive does not mean it is a less price. Competitive means you are retaining your customer. So those positioning is very important. Yeah. So the people who have followed, I'm giving a free success stories. Okay. I'll tell you the Airbnb, the Ola of India, right? Airbnb, how many of you know? Yeah, most of you. So actually, by conducting extensive market research, wherein we identified an affordable, unique accommodation leading to innovation peer-to-peer home sharing platform. It benefits both the person who is enjoying and also who is letting it. Okay? And Apple. So Apple always comes with a new version, and also each and every time the version, the phone or any Apple product, they evaluate, they get the feedback and try to understand next time how user friendly can the product be. That is the reason they're still the market leader over a decade of period. And Coca-Cola. So here is they will um, they will always try to bring in change in the flavors so that it keeps engaging, and also they have a huge marketing campaign. They unleash the market survey. Okay, so one of the success, as I told, also Flipkart, Ola, and Paytm. Okay, yeah. So these are all what I could say is the best takeaway is to have understand who can be your partner in your business when you start. There lies a lot of energy in synergies. Okay, one point, and try to understand what incentives that are you entitled as a startup. Try to get the benefit of that. And third is problems like infrastructure. So there are co-working spaces, the incubation center. So you can approach them at the beginning of the startups. So and also try to understand the marketability and digital marketing, survey them and invest some amount of money and time for that. So definitely this would bring you to the success, and definitely will be the upper crust of the iceberg. Okay, thank you all.
There's a question on this. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jay. We can now have a question and answer session for part.
What's the definition of startup? Unique product or application or any existing technology?
It's a combination of all, actually.
No need of any innovative
No, startup cannot be need not be. But first thing and most, that when you talk about the startup, you always think it's something to be, but no. Then you can have a small firm, it's roughly still also with the limited people. You can, yes, sir. Okay.
we have we have here data. Anything like idea validation or you help people in validating the idea. Suppose you see Airbnb, anybody can think of. We have houses for rent, so why don't we take them and give it to people who are required? It's a very small idea, but execution matters. But we don't know who is going to validate the idea if you have something. And if people come to you, are you able to guide them, or do you have any committee or any structure to validate an idea and give a strategy to go ahead? Or you can explore, right? You can guide them in a proper way. How to go.
Yeah, I think this could be combinedly answered by me and Diwakar here. Yeah, we are at the beginning. Our hub is right now it's at initial stages where we are actually looking into the infrastructure, and then we have a team definitely in the coming days to evaluate. Diwakar, you can add your.
Yeah, I'm manager at Aham. We don't have a panel or a committee for validation yet, but every week or so, somebody walks in with an idea or with a new technology or whatever they want to pursue, and we sit with them and discuss at length about the potential and how we can help. And I guess 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago or a week ago, there was somebody with a product that they want to pursue. I think, yeah, they're going to have a pitch here.
we are discussing with them how to put together a technical committee to evaluate their product. He's going to pitch it right after this presentation. So we are doing it on the fly at the moment. We are associated with the university, right? We are part of the university. So we have access to faculty, we have access to other experts, and we are connected with the startup community or ecosystem beyond the university. The industry experts out there. Right. We are working on that. We're actually starting to discuss. I think we're going to sign an MOU with GitHub to get those resources and somehow build on their model, so we don't have to compete with other hubs. We can learn from them and build our own. So that's the process we're in. Like I said, we are still at the beginning stages. We're only 1 year old, and we're actually not even open. So we're working on many things. Thank you.
So what
Good evening, sir. What advices do you give for young entrepreneurs or young generations for starting a new startup? So, present.
So firstly is
Hello, yeah.
firstly is uh, how much uh, line and length we know about the product. Okay? I would say with the help of AI, to see the scope of growth and also study the market, existing market, and then definitely you can start your venture. But the thing is, without understanding the implications and the adverse we should not be raised start anything. So have a calculated move. I'm not saying don't take risk. Please take risk. The risk should be calculated. Okay?
I mean at startup at starting stage also we take this
Yes, yes, okay, yes, definitely. There are firms which started so quickly and vanished so quickly.
if sometimes we start up at starting time take this it becomes sometimes this insolvency situations will come. Then what will how did we solve?
That's the reason I'm saying have a calculated.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Actually, he's from HRM. MHRM. He's from MHRM, a student here, and we were chatting earlier. So that context reminds me to ask you a question. Startups have a lot of challenges, as we both know. One of the challenges is too many things to do and too few people to work with.
Yeah, research.
Right? Resources, human resources is really tough. And that takes a toll on people who are actually doing everything. Founding a company and watching it grow, trying to get that, cross that bar, reach that level where you can say, okay, I did something and now I can take a break. This is great, if not relax. Okay. What can you say about, can you share your experience?
Yes.
What the tool it takes and how do you keep going?
Yes, yes, definitely. So it's all about the propositions of the talent that talent research. Okay. So I would say the highly qualified persons are always first. Whereas no matter the pressure, uh, he might contribute to less, but definitely he has a pressure. So what I do is I form a team wherein I will give them one work unit where he will do. Okay, I'll take a simple example. If I don't have that particular technology with me, and the client wants that in an individual term, I'll not invest heavily on the sales. I will take the freshers who are really good in logic, logical abilities. Definitely, I will hire a person who is who is well versed in the technology. He will be there to set up the initial setup where the freshers would work. Eventually, when this is moved on, I'll hire two seniors. Now, when the two seniors come, we have people who are definitely to a level, to an extent, they are trained to work in tandem with these seniors. Here, what is important is the proposition of the seniors versus the juniors, or being in tandem both together. So that kind of proposition of research is very much important. be human resource or dependent. That's my opinion. Thank you. There are no other questions. Thank you.
Thank you. We have an intriguing startup pitch. Why does by Gate6? For those who don't know, Gate60 is a new design for a scientific calculator. Welcome, Mr. Mark. Hello. I'm Vijay Kumar. Thanks to all of and Gate 60, I don't want to call it a startup, it's just an industry where we manufacture high quality scientific calculators. And we all know that scientific calculators not true calculators. But I'm also coming with the same industry, trying to manufacture quality products. So this scientific calculator. And before pitching the idea, I just want to show you a video where it sums up the entire advertisement in just 1 minute. And after that, I just give the. Everybody understands. Everybody understands.
ये हिंदी यूट्यूब चैनल पर जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले ही कहा था और काफी सारे स्टूडेंट्स की तरफ से ये चीज भी आ रही थी कि वर्चुअल कैलकुलेटर को
This particular problem happened to me personally. ఎప్పుడైతే నేను బీటెక్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కోచింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం జనరల్లీ 80% to 90% బీటెక్ క్యాంపస్ సర్వీసెస్ అయితే అవుతారు లేదంటే అందరూ ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వడానికి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ చూపిస్తారు ఏంటంటే అది ఎనీ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ స్టేట్ అండ్ సెంట్రల్ ఎనీ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు కోచింగ్ సెంటర్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ జాగ్రత్తగా తెలుసుకుంటున్నాం కాలేజ్ లెవెల్లో కూడా ఎగ్జామ్ వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఒక ప్రాబ్లం ఐడెంటిఫై చేసాం ఎగ్జామ్ లో ఈవెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అంత బాగున్నా కానీ ఇప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు రీసెంట్ గా కాంపిటీషన్ జనరల్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే న్యూమరికల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ న్యూమరికల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉన్నాయి. And students are forced to use the virtual calculator in the examination. A problem వస్తుంది స్టూడెంట్ కి వాళ్ళ అకాడమిక్స్ టైం అంతా కూడా ఒక పర్టికులర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఇండియాలో పర్ఫెక్ట్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ అదే క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ వాడతారు. అండ్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఏం చేసింది 2007 లో అదే క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఎగ్జామ్ అలో చేసింది. వాళ్ళకి ఎగ్జామినేషన్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ అలౌడ్. 2017 లో ఏమైందంటే క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఆఫ్ చేసి వాళ్ళు ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ స్క్రీన్ పైన ఇస్తున్నారు. ఇది యూజ్ చేసి న్యూమరికల్ సాల్వ్ చేయాలి. అండ్ ఈ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ డిజైన్ చేస్తుంది. ఈ ఫంక్షన్ కంప్లీట్లీ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ ఇంకా యూజర్ ఫ్రెండ్లీగా ఉంటుంది కంపారిటివ్ కన్వర్షన్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్. కానీ నోబడీ పర్టికులర్ ఫంక్షన్స్ అండ్ కాంప్లికేషన్స్. సో జస్ట్ నేను యూట్యూబ్ లో గెట్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ అని కొట్టగానే 100 వీడియోస్ వచ్చినాయి కదా. రీసెర్చ్ చేయబట్టి పర్ఫెక్ట్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలని చెప్పి స్టూడెంట్స్ నేర్పిస్తున్నారు. ఇండియాలో హైబ్రిడ్స్ అకాడమీ వాళ్ళతో ఏం చేస్తారు, ఎగ్జామ్స్ 3-4 months నుంచి పిల్లలకి ఒక 2 hours వీడియో రిలీజ్ చేస్తారు. ఈ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ కావాలని కొత్త మెథడ్ వస్తుంది డిగ్రీ. ఈ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ సాల్వ్ చేయడానికి పట్టే టైం కూడా చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటుంది కంపేర్ టు కన్వెన్షనల్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్. The number of input length input sequence different ఉంటుంది. అండ్ సొఫిస్టికేటెడ్ గా చాలా ఫాస్ట్ గా సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఆ పాయింట్స్ దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చేసి క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు. ప్రతి కాంపిటేటివ్ ఆర్ఆర్బీ అయినా సిఎస్ఐ అయినా క్రికెట్ ఇటువంటి ఎగ్జామ్స్ అన్ని కూడా. అండ్ ఎగ్జామ్ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆ ప్రాబ్లం చేసేసి ఈ పర్టికులర్ గా ప్రాబ్లం చేసేసి ఎప్పుడైతే నాకు ఎగ్జామ్ 5,500 ర్యాంక్ వస్తుందని ఎగ్జామ్ రాశాను. ఎగ్జామ్ రాసినప్పుడు నేను కాన్ఫిడెంట్ గా ఉన్నాను 5,500 లో ర్యాంక్ వస్తాను. కానీ రిజల్ట్స్ అరౌండ్ 5,000 దగ్గర ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటని చూస్తే క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ మిస్టేక్ చేశారు. సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ మిస్టేక్ చేశారు. అప్పుడు 80 మార్కులు వచ్చాయి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మేనేజ్మెంట్ చాలా వరకు ఫెయిల్ అయింది. So why not we design similar calculator which resembles exactly the virtual in terms of functionality, button layout అన్నిటిలో కూడా సేమ్ ఆ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ లోనే పనిచేస్తే పిల్లలు అకాడమిక్స్ టైం అప్పుడు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడానికి నేను కోచింగ్ 6 months to 1 year టైం స్పెండ్ చేస్తాను. సీరియస్ టైం ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఫుల్ ఫోకస్ గా ప్రిపేర్ అవుతుంటాయి. ఆ టైంలో కూడా నాకు ఒక డిజిటల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ సిమిలర్ టు దట్ పర్టికులర్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ యూజ్ చేసే ఎగ్జామినేషన్ అటువంటి ప్రోడక్ట్ నా చేతిలో ఉంటుంది. నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఎఫిషియెంట్ గా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఏదైతే మిస్టేక్ నేను చేశానో ఆ మిస్టేక్స్ కరెక్ట్ అవ్వకుండా ఉండేది. అండ్ దానిపై లాక్స్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఫేసింగ్ ద సేమ్ ఇష్యూ. అండ్ అందరూ కూడా 1-2 మార్క్స్ లో ర్యాంక్ స్కోర్ కూడా చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు. 1-2 మార్క్స్ లో 1000 ర్యాంక్ డిఫరెన్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా చాలా ఉన్నారు. I'm on. So we created a product with 3 years of unconditional warranty. Students ki it is even though the name signifies date 60 was on the time and date for the new company in 2019 just completed my BTech. And I gate hold directly symbolizes the competitive exam కానీ వాటి గేట్ అన్ని కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఎంఎస్సీ డిగ్రీ ఏపీఎస్సీ కండక్ట్ చేసే ఏపీఎస్సీ ఎగ్జామ్స్ దగ్గర నుంచి గవర్నమెంట్ ఆర్ఆర్బీ అన్ని కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ కూడా క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ మార్కెట్ వాల్యుయేషన్ ఇండియాలో మెయిన్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్. సో ఈ ప్రోడక్ట్ కి మార్కెట్ అయితే అండ్ పేటెంట్ ప్రోడక్ట్ బటన్ కీ factor, right? We have applied for the patent and granted patent also granted recently. So far we have collaborated with 15 institutions in Andhra and Pan India. And retail network also in Hyderabad. And comparison of the product with the existing products in the market. Like Casio might be people find it very much easy to do. But the scope of product is very different when compared to competitive exam, when compared to the competitive exam. And you can use mobile phones or laptop. Can I laptop mobile phones carry mobile phones or laptop focus on competitive exam prepare on others. So gate 60 can be placed at the composition with the higher outlook and ease of use. in features of DXC compared to conventional calculator. You might know Gayatri Vidya Parishad in Vishakhapatnam. We are giving for the first year students of Gayatri Vidya Parishad, we are providing products at the time of admission. My team, we are all studied together. Since we are together since last 18 years. Any doubt? Yes. Yes, we are manufacturing. We have manufacturing in Vijayanagar. So Vijayanagar we have a storage unit in Pakuwada. So last year we have launched the product in last year. Yes. Company so far I have sold around 40 lakh worth of revenue. And of the 94 lakhs you from Government University have yes, so it's compared to casual, like casual is only a bit of manufacture millions of products in a single production. So, but pricing point casual compared to downward are ranges. University the finding example of 5 sales they can get student. That is worth more than what you pay for the product. We 3 people started the initial, but we have a team now. Yes, and for the marketing part, there will be sort of valuation. Where marketing and digital marketing, I don't believe in digital marketing. I spend 0 rupee and I get most of the order from West Bengal Assam. Why West Bengal Assam? Their people are their government was trying students to write those exams. Where they get most of the orders. So our state is not compared to any law.
First of all, my congratulations to you because a young man, even you are facing the situation for believing that many of people are facing same problems in India for who are preparing for competitive exams, so that you initiate and take a good idea. So that's why I'm telling sincere congratulations to you. And where did you get the raw materials from all these methods?
That's completely different. ఓవర్ కాస్ట్ లాంటిదని ప్రొడక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసే టైంకి నీకు సివిల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఆంధ్ర యూనివర్సిటీలోనే నేను ఎంటెక్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్ చేశాను. ఆ టైంలో నేను ఎప్పుడైతే బీటెక్ సో మళ్ళీ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఫ్యాకల్టీ స్టార్ట్ చేసిన దగ్గర నుంచి వైజాగ్ లో ట్రీట్మెంట్ చేయడం కూడా చాలా కష్టం. ఓన్లీ ఆంధ్ర యూనివర్సిటీలో ట్రీట్మెంట్ ల్యాబ్కి అందులోనే ట్రీట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళ దగ్గరే ట్రీట్మెంట్ తీసుకుని రా మెటీరియల్స్ అన్ని కూడా తైవాన్ నుంచి. రా మెటీరియల్ అంటే ప్లాస్టిక్ మీద ఇండియా దొరికింది. మెయిన్ క్రూషియల్ పాయింట్ ఐసీ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది తైవాన్ నుంచి తీసుకురావాలి. Taiwan TSMC is the only manufacturer for IC. 90% of the electronic industry depends on TSMC. నేను కూడా వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వెళ్తే లోపల రానివ్వదు. సిచ్యువేషన్స్ అంటే ప్రాక్టికల్ సిచ్యువేషన్ కంప్లీట్లీ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటాయి. TSMC దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి నాకు ఒక 3 lakh units ఆఫ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్స్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను, మీరు ఐసీ చేయండి అంటే లోపల మేనేజర్ కూడా లోపల మాట్లాడటం కూడా ఎంటర్టైన్ చేయడం. సో అక్కడ నేనేం చేశానంటే వాళ్ళకి ఎవరైతే కస్టమర్స్ ఉన్నారో సిమిలర్ ప్రొడక్ట్ కస్టమర్స్ ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు ఒక గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ కస్టమర్స్ అందరూ కలిపి ఒక బంచ్ ఆర్డర్ ఇస్తున్నారు. సో ఆ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ బంచ్ ఆర్డర్ పీపుల్ అందరినీ ఫైండ్ చేసి వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడి నాకు కావాల్సిన సో వాళ్ళు కూడా కొంచెం అమౌంట్ పే చేయాలి. ప్రైసింగ్ డిమాండ్ అన్నీ వస్తాయి. క్యాష్ లో ఏంటంటే క్యాష్ లో ఒకేసారి కోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైసెస్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకోగలుగుతున్నాను. అంత అమౌంట్ నేను ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయలేను. సో నాకు అక్కడ ప్రైస్ పాయింట్ కొంచెం
that present నీ పేటెంట్ రైట్స్ అంటే ఐ మీన్ యు ఆర్ కంటిన్యూ టు ప్రొడక్షన్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నారా లేకపోతే పేటెంట్ మిస్
పేటెంట్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ నాకు వస్తున్నాయి వచ్చేసాయి ఆల్రెడీ నేను ప్రొడక్షన్ చేస్తాను.
ప్రొడక్షన్
ఎందుకంటే నాకు నీతి ఆయోగ్ సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుంది, ఏఐసిటి కూడా సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుంది, అండ్ కాలేజ్ కూడా కాలేజ్ అర్థమైంది స్టూడెంట్స్ అంటే ఒక టైంలో ఇంటర్మీడియట్ టైంలో మనం ఇంటర్మీడియట్ ఉండేటప్పుడు we used to enjoy solving maths. Maths ఏంటంటే బ్రెయిన్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ లా ఉండేది అన్నమాట. సరదాగా పిల్లలు ఎంజాయ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. అందులో ఈజీ చాప్టర్ అనిపించేది మనం. నేను ఇంజనీరింగ్లోకి వచ్చేటప్పటికి మ్యాథ్స్ అసలు టఫ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏది ఉందని అనిపిస్తుంది అన్నమాట. We are overly relied on technology, overly relied on calculation. ఎగ్జామ్ లో ఏం ఫీచర్స్ ఉంటుంది, స్టూడెంట్ కూడా ఎగ్జామ్ లోకి వెళ్ళిన రియలైజ్ అవుతారు అన్నమాట. నాకు తెలిసిన క్వశ్చన్ కానీ సాల్వ్ చేయలేకపోతున్నా నేను కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతుంది. అండ్ సేమ్ విషయం ఫ్యాకల్టీ కూడా రియలైజ్ అవుతుంది. క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో ఈ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ అసలు ఏం చేయలేకపోతున్నాను. సో ఈ ప్రోడక్ట్ పిల్లలు వాడిన తర్వాత ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, థాట్ ప్రాసెస్, ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వింగ్ స్కిల్స్ చేంజ్ అయితే అది ఒక 2-3 months టైం పడి ఇనిషియల్ ఫస్ట్ 1 week కొంచెం కష్టంగా అనిపిస్తుంది, కానీ వాడిన తర్వాత పిల్లలకి కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ వచ్చింది. అండ్ ఆ వర్డ్ ఆఫ్ మౌత్ నాకు ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ లాగా మార్కెటింగ్ లాగా అదే అండ్ ఐ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ దట్. డిజిటల్ మార్కెటింగ్ అంటే మనం కొంతమందికి అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్ చూపిస్తాం, ఒకరు ఉంటే సక్సెస్ఫుల్ డిజిటల్ మార్కెటింగ్ అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ మనీ అంతా వేస్ట్. యాక్చువల్ అది అంత డబ్బులు కూడా లేదు డిజిటల్ మార్కెటింగ్ చేసి. సరే అంటే అన్ని కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ మేబీ అదర్ కంట్రీస్ లో కూడా టీసీఎస్ కానీ టాటా వాళ్ళు ఏదైనా కంట్రీస్ లో కానీ ఆపరేట్ చేస్తే దే విల్ ఆల్సో హ్యావ్ ఎ సిమిలర్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్.
అంటే నార్త్ అమెరికాలో స్టాట్ ఎగ్జామ్ అని ఉంటుంది ఇంజనీరింగ్ ఎంట్రన్స్ కి వాటికి. సో వాళ్ళు కూడా కొంచెం కాంప్లికేటెడ్ ఎగ్జామ్. సో ఇప్పుడు అనౌన్స్ చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది.
Isn't it profit or losses oriented?
Yes, profit and loss. Yes, break-even point to profit loss. Yes. అది విన్నర్ల ఇండియన్ చాలా యూనిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అని చెప్పారు కదా. ఓయో ఉంది, బైజూస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఏబిఎం ఉంది, పేటిఎం ఉంది. అన్ని కంపెనీస్ కూడా లాస్ లో ఉన్నాయి. Every company is in the loss. But the valuation is high. Any valuation on the company Indian economy can help them. Valuation is just numbers. Profitability is what's important.
Valuation is goodwill.
Valuation is just a creamy layer over a cake. Normal cake is a creamy layer. Valuation is respect to the కానీ I believe in profitability. And మేము ఏమైతే రెవెన్యూ జనరేట్ చేస్తామో ఓవరాల్ గా కంపెనీ ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసింది అయితే అరౌండ్ 1.3 crore వరకు ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తాం. రెవెన్యూ జనరేట్ చేసింది అయితే 40 lakhs. రిమైనింగ్ ఆర్డర్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. ఆర్డర్స్ కానీ నాకు ప్రాబ్లం ఏమొస్తుందంటే నా ప్రొడక్షన్ సైకిల్ ఒకసారి ప్రొడక్షన్ సైకిల్ స్టార్ట్ చేశాను. 1 crore నాకు ఎంత ప్రొడక్షన్ సైకిల్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి ఏమైతే నా ప్రొడక్షన్ కాస్ట్ నాకు అరౌండ్ 1050 వరకు వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాను. అదే నేను కొంచెం వెయిట్ చేసిన 20,000 ఆర్డర్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత వెయిట్ చేసిన ప్రొడక్షన్ సైకిల్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి నాకు అమౌంట్ దగ్గరలో ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు దాకా నేను 40,000 జనరేట్ చేశాను. ప్రొడక్ట్ మీద స్పెండ్ చేసినామంటే నేను సేల్ చేసే ప్రైస్ కి కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ మైనస్ సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ కదా, మన సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ కాస్ట్ అలాగే 40 lakhs నాకు ప్రాఫిట్ లో ఉంది. ఇదైతే నేను జనరేట్ చేస్తాను. అలా వచ్చిన ప్రాఫిట్ ని నేను కంపెనీ రన్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తాను. స్ట్రాటజీ మీన్స్ ప్లాన్ చేస్తాను. ప్లాన్ చేస్తాను. రీసెంట్ గా ఫైనాన్షియల్ అసిస్టెన్స్ నాకు అంటే మార్కెటింగ్ మీడియా పార్ట్నర్స్ న్యూస్ ఛానల్. సో మీడియా హౌస్ తోటి పార్ట్నర్ ప్రొడక్ట్ ప్రొడ్యూసింగ్ లో మీకు నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండదు. స్ట్రాటజీ వరకు అదే పడుతుంది. మీ కాస్ట్ కాస్ట్ తగ్గించడానికి లైక్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంది ఎలా తగ్గించాలి. మాన్యువల్ సార్ అంటే కంప్లీట్లీ మాన్యువల్. Generally, there is a Magnus and Jeffy, there is another brand in Maharashtra. What they offer is they will do the entire assembly part at a cost of 10 rupees per month, which is way cheaper than what I am doing right now. So I am ready to go with them. When I have raw materials, there is huge investment type of thing. So I am ready for a bigger order.
Missionary and what you check.
Missionary order, basic plastic welding of the microscope is probably not. మన వైజాగ్లోనే లోకస్ టెక్నాలజీస్ అనే కంపెనీ అండ్ ఐ ఆల్సో సీ
ప్రెజెంట్ ఎంతమంది వర్కర్స్?
20 మెంబర్స్ వరకు. నా వర్కర్స్ కూడా శ్రీకాకుళం విజయనగరం జిల్లాలో ఈ ఐఐటి ట్రిపుల్ ఐటి కాలేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, వాళ్ళ కాలేజెస్ లో పిల్లలకి ఐటీఐ చేసే వాళ్ళ పిల్లలకి ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చి వాళ్ళ చేత చేయించుకుంటారు. ఎవ్రీసారి కొత్త బ్యాచ్ వస్తుంది. ప్లస్ ప్రోడక్ట్ కూడా ఇండియాలోని ఎవరు మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ సెక్టర్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేయడం లేదు, కానీ వాట్ ఐ బిలీవ్ ఇస్ ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ కంపెనీ, ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ స్టార్ట్అప్ చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ స్టార్ట్అప్స్ గ్రో స్లోలీ బట్ స్లో అండ్ స్టడీ ఆల్వేస్. సాఫ్ట్వేర్ బేస్డ్ కాకుండా ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ అయితే
So proud of you from Vijayanagar state also.
Thank you.
There are a lot of kind of they are still waiting as far as I know.
Thank you.
One question for congratulations.
Thank you. That was introduction. Now, we are pleased to have the Chief Manager of Union Bank of India, PNU, campus branch, to explain the product.
First, let us hear all of them.
We don't have time for that.
Good evening, all of you. My name is Gopal Rao. I'm the manager representing Union Bank of India. We have a centralized processing cell here, processing all MSC products. So all proposals pertaining to MSME and other retail agriculture sectors come to our processing centers. Our bank, we have products for startups, but frankly speaking, nowadays bankers are not encouraging the startups in a big scale. Because proposals are very less. We have mainly మా దగ్గరకు వచ్చే స్టార్ట్అప్ ప్రపోజల్స్ కూడా చాలా తక్కువగా వస్తాయి. Normally, in my experience here at Vizag, we have started one proposal with the initial amount of 25 crores, 25 lakhs from 5 years ago. The solar panels were the main product, and that now last year we have enhanced it to 5 crores. Within 5 years, the amount of loan has gone up from 25 lakhs to 5 crores. This branch is handling the proposal. One solar technology.
We have not taken any security.
Security, no solar security.
Interest rate as normal interest rate. It is around, it is only 10%. And again, EDLR is now 9.3.
We have started one big project at Indo. It's a very big project, a 50 crore project. Already the sales have gone up to 30 crores. Small startup company. So అలాంటి ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ మేము ఫైనాన్స్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఫస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఒక సక్సెస్ఫుల్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. అలాగే రీసెంట్లీ మాకు ఇన్క్వైరీస్ వస్తున్నాయి. నేను చూస్తే ఇప్పుడు మెయిన్ డిస్కషన్స్ చూస్తున్నాం. Just now, Ravikumar, we have heard Ravikumar. In fact, we wanted to visit that unit also. So mainly what bankers see when some proposals come to us, mainly we want to start the companies and main product innovations or process development group. The last month, what banker is interested is sales alone, profitability alone. Maybe the law making bankers will not be able to take part in those such proposals. The initial stage itself. Mainly, our background లో మేము proposal ని take up చేస్తాం. తర్వాత mainly minimum 10 lakhs నుండి up to 5 crores ఉండేది ఇంతకు ముందు loan facility. But now government of India has increased up to 10 crores. So security, private security లేకుండా 5 crores వరకు recently increase చేసింది. తర్వాత mainly ఇందులో Government of India certification ఉండాలి startup company. That is must. That is mandatory. Government certification from Government of India. Proper startup and declare చేయాలి. Then we take it up such kind of proposals and classify under startup. Startup is separate processing delegation separate ఉంటాయి. Because it's a unique product. ఇండియాలో చాలా ఈ మధ్యలో చాలా స్టార్ట్అప్స్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి చాలా వస్తున్నాయి. సో ఇది ఎంకరేజ్ బ్యాంక్ డెఫినెట్ గా చేస్తుంది. సో యూ గెట్ గుడ్ quality proposals. Definitely will help them financially.
So you have a doubt like how bankers will finance without going from security. We go for CGTMSC coverage. People are ready to get CGTMSC coverage. That is not a big issue. It will be around 1 to 2% of the outstanding loan based on the loan.
Now it has come down. Now premium has come down recently. Government has revised from 0.35 to around less than 1%. CGTMSC fee, annual central fee, AGF. That's what we call it.
Startups also we don't collect any charges, no processing charges, no documentation charges, nothing we are going to do.
Now Government of India is giving 1% concession in respect of startup projects. Whatever interest rate is less 1%.
Is there any
Name for the scheme for the help of the startups?
It is for the junior startups.
in terms of
No, it is a Government of India
No,
scheme.
it can be done both in term loan and CC based on the requirement.
For purchase of machinery, building any fixed assets, so we give mobile, we give a term. For running the unit, we give a working capital.
if you're done, we take
No,
questions.
no, it is better to take
We have
questions.
questions.
Yes,
That's
that's why we will.
This is how you are seeing what is startup.
Everything you are.
Everything is explained. Nothing more to add.
Union Bank, sir.
Yeah,
Union Bank of India.
How do we contact? How does somebody contact?
see, I contacted you coming to you, so I'll just share my number. So you can contact me through WhatsApp or mobile. If I'm busy, I'll call you back. Sure, we will contact. Any queries are there.
This scheme is implemented for whole India.
Yeah, the scheme is implemented for you.
This is the Government of India.
You can ask any
Implemented for all the
branch.
states.
Any branch you can.
When we come to your branch, you will be happy.
That's why I came all along here.
We receive the proposals from the branches. Our office is a processing center. We receive the proposals, sanction at our level, and then send back to the branches for further discussion and analysis.
And I'm also interested in startup schemes because I have sanctioned one proposal. So I have read deep into that startup scheme and everything because this is the first proposal I have done after coming to campus 9 after 10 years of service. So I'm also interested what to see, what not to see. So if anyone is interested, I thought it will be helpful to everyone.
I think there are technocrats from IIT, the group of people. One day they approached the Union Bank of India. Initially, the loan of 28 lakhs was sanctioned in sometime in the year 2018. So now 30 crores plus turnover.
And you know that
Within a span of 5 years.
Chinnamushiro had a floating solar technology has been done by those people.
Even the startups, government DICS, District Industries Centers is there. They are also giving loans and everything for young entrepreneurs and startups who are interested to start.
Success rate is very low. Success rate is very low.
Yeah, that's a completely different. You hear a lot about it. Only one story which is successful. From any device.
I'm not saying successful, sir. Just they are giving loan.
No, only one place that has actually got a loan. Tell me a company that has got a loan.
We have one experience with a good startup company. We have one account here. Right now,
We are enhancing that now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to anything about DIC, but just for the sake of everybody here, but more importantly, the ones who are not here, we would like you to come back to Aham, where there are 74 startups. And how we didn't get the information about this, you visiting them, so that you can visit and spend again another 15 minutes. That one will be dedicated to you. You won't have to rush you like this. There's a program that starts at 6 o'clock.
Today,
Every day.
So okay, if anyone is interested, I will share my number. You can contact. No problem.
966 831378. And my name is Madhuri. You can even text me 831378. My
My
number
number
is
is available as volunteer.
Thank you. You can contact.
Thank you, guys. Gopal, thank you, guys. Appreciate your participation in today's fantastic meeting. Your input would be appreciated as we work to make these meetings better. A few announcements before you leave. Next stand-up Saturday meeting will be on 20th May. If you haven't already, do remember to scan the QR code to confirm your attendance and our meeting details. It will assist us in reminding you of our upcoming activities. 20th May. Sorry. Third June. Scan the QR code.